Hello. I always watch these drama videos on YouTube and I just feel like they're never dramatic enough for me. Or like there's always just something I want the updates, you know? I want to get invested in the story. And I like playing Minecraft. If you don't realize this already by the state of my house and my farm, I'm not good at it, but I like it and it's nice to have something in the background anyway, right? So I decided to create this channel so that I could sit here and read my Reddit stories. I'm just gonna summarize them. I don't really know how. I guess most people do a voiceover and add it back afterwards is how they typically, play this. But I'm just gonna do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. So yeah, my first story is one of my favorite genres, tradwives. They're an interesting bunch to me. I think you gotta, ooh, I hear you, Mr. Zombie. Okay, they're fighting each other. I love when they do that. It takes a specific kind of relationship to have a I don't know. It's a specific kind of arrangement to where somebody's not being taken advantage of, I think. So this is a good story on Reddit. It's, am I the asshole for saying, if my wife wants to be a trad wife, then she must always look her best, wait on me, and provide sex without question when asked. I mean, in my head, that's kind of what a trad wife is. So we're starting off strong. Like, that's what they say they want, right? Start off strong with it, so let's get into it. So guy basically posts, he says, hey, I'm 35, my wife's 40, and things have been good, things have been great. She works at the NHS. She makes like 50K a year. I make like 100K a year, and I'm not shitting on 100K a year is a great salary, but I don't think that 100K a year is going to support a trad wife unless we're living within our means. And by the way that this title states it, I don't really think that that's going to be the vibe here. So anyway, one day she goes to him and they have a fully paid off house. So she goes to him and she's like, hey, I actually want a bigger house. And he's like, why? We are perfect where we are. And she's like, no, like, I need a bigger house. If you love me, you'll get me a bigger house. And he's like, okay, well, I love you, so let's get the bigger house. Obviously, mistake number one from Mr. Man in the story, but whatever. So she says, I want a $700,000 house. We're living on 150K a year. I'm not a homeowner savvy girl. I live in an apartment, but personally, I think that might be a little bit out of the budget. That's just me. Don't know really how it works, but But he's like, all right, let's get this giant $700,000 house, even though we have no kids. All right, sure. So they get the house, move into the house, all's great. And then she goes, actually, I also want this really expensive car that is worth more than my yearly salary. And you can imagine what the guy does. He goes, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it. So then he buys her this expensive car. And beforehand, they were debt-free and living life, and everything was great. But now they have, I don't even know how much debt, but, definitely hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt now. Because she decided that she wanted all these fancy things. And then she tells him, hey, actually, I also don't want to work now. And he's like, well, we just bought this car, we just bought this house. I really need you to work because I can't afford to pay for all this by myself without your help. And then you want to go on these holidays and you want to have all this fancy stuff, and I don't think I can provide the lifestyle that you're looking for if you're not working. I think kind of what the vibe beforehand was, her money was fun money and his was, for bills and stuff. So she's mad. She's like, well, I don't think that that's fair. I don't want to work. If you really love me, like, I wouldn't have to work. And he's like, alright, you want to be a trad wife. Well, are you going to do the trad wife stuff? And she's like, well, what are you talking about? He's like, okay, if you really want to do this, and this is after weeks of her saying, like, I don't want to work anymore, I want to be a trad wife. He's like, alright, if you really want to do this, then I need you to be a trad wife. And I want you to dress up sexy, and I want my breakfast made in the morning before I get down here. I want these pies, I want these cakes all the time. I want a bath drawn from, you know, for the time I get home. Like, I want the full trad wife experience, which I think that some people will probably be like, you know, is it fair to tell a woman, hey, I want to have sex with you when I want, no questions asked? You know, probably not, but at the same time, and I'm also a woman if you can't tell, but at the same time, that's what I'm propositioning you to do, right? Like, marriage should never be a, I do this, therefore you do this, transactional type thing, but when you get into an arrangement like this, where that's essentially what you are saying, I don't think it's crazy for him to be like, if you want to be a trad wife so bad, then I need you to be a trad wife. She does think that's super unfair. She flips out, and she's like, alright, like, you're a pig, you're disgusting, you're sexist, da-da-da-da. I'm leaving, I'm going to my sister's house. And our main character guy is like, yeah, I'm not surprised, but her sister is also just as delusional as her. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna end great. So she goes to her sister's house, and the guy posts on Reddit and is like, am I a bitch for that? Like, should I not have done that? And everyone in the comments is basically like, dude, she fucking sucks. Because she does. She got him into so much debt, and then, because also his name is on everything. Like, she had him buy and finance everything. And then she said, we're either doing this or I'm leaving. So, you know, the guy was kind of, I'm filling up a creeper hole here. Guy was kind of backed into a corner. So whatever, she leaves and she goes to her sister's house. And then he posts another update. Is my dog in here? Mr. Puppy. We're gonna sleep because I'm not good at this game. He posts another update and he's like, hey, I want to clarify a few things from my last post. Why are you out there? You're following me. Hey, I want to post an update, and I want to answer a few things. I don't actually expect her to do all of this. Like, I was just trying to make the point to her that she was being fucking crazy, and that what she wanted from me was crazy, and I wanted to show her that. What? Go away. Stop looking at my dog like that, you freak. Yeah, I just wanted to prove that she was crazy. So I was crazy, too. And I'm like, yeah, girl, you know what? That is crazy. Go, stop being hoed. Grow some grass. It's ugly now. I made my farm, so I want to get rid of this. And personally, I think that his demands were fair. I think that, yeah, if you want to be a trad wife, then I'm gonna have you be my fucking trad wife. And now you're crazy because you do have to do some type of work in the, the transactional relationship that you've now requested a million times. So, I think he was fair in what he was saying, but I guess, of course, the internet didn't. The usual. Then he essentially is like, yeah, I'm the one that's saying I don't want a trad wife. I'm the one that's fighting against this, so I'm not sitting here being like, I do want a slave and a maid and da da. He said that she used to be super ambitious, she used to be super smart, like she used to really care about her job. I mean, she works at the NHS, so it's like, you know, it's not the easiest job in the world, and it sounds pretty damn fulfilling. But I guess she's done with that. So, trad wife thing I think was a fun byproduct of her spending too much time on TikTok. Everyone apparently was saying, hey, you should do counseling, like that's the only thing that's gonna fix this. If you want any chance at fixing this, you guys need to go to counseling. And he's like, trust me, I tried to get her to go to counseling, I really did. She would have nothing with it, like, she thinks that nothing's wrong, and that this is just normal, and that I should just be paying for her, and that I that she can't believe that I'm even pushing back on it. Oh, fuck. I also I hate when my chests are unorganized. I just can never find anything. And, yeah, my house is ugly, I know. I barely even have a roof. Can we call it a skylight, maybe? So yeah. Anyway, I went to counseling, or he wanted to go to counseling. She said, no, I'm not doing that. There's nothing wrong with me. This is 5 days later. I don't know if I said that. So he spoke to her, and he was like, girl, listen, I can't keep doing this. I need you to either come to counseling, or we need to be done. She's like, alright, then I'm done. He's like, I'm not doing this trad wife thing, and she's like, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't believe you would say that. Da 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 da. So she says, fuck you, I'm done with you. I even asked her if she wanted me to just leave, and this was her way of pushing me away, like when she wanted to quit her job, but I wouldn't let her, so she just tried to be really bad at it until until she got fired. And she's like, no, this is just normal, like there's so many dating sites that cater to the dynamic that I'm asking you for. Like, you're the one that's crazy for not wanting it, da 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 da. And he's like, girl, I've seen those websites, you're 40 years old. Like, they're not looking for you on those websites. Which, yeah, he's not wrong. He's definitely not wrong. But, I assume she did not take that very well, and he goes on to say that she didn't. She said that he was wrong, and he's the one that can't support his wife, so he should be embarrassed, and he's not a real man, and da 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 da. Basically all that fucking nonsense. Why do I gotta stop holding the chest in my hand. Then he was happy. He's like, you know what, this $700,000 house might have been worth it, because my neighbors can't hear you saying these terrible things to me. And in my old house, they might have been able to, so, you know what? Alright, I'll take it. So, yeah, gotta look at the bright side. Alright, hi puppy. So basically, he then looks at her and says, alright, like, you can't cook, you can't clean, and you don't have sex. What part of being a trad wife are you actually offering? And of course she didn't like that, but, again, he's not fucking wrong, like, so, alright girl. She basically was just like, you're unbelievable, I'm going back to my sister's. He goes, alright, I'm gonna, you know, get a divorce. So he goes to the lawyer, and, you know, da da. Next update is 2 months later, and he's like, alright, well, I did it. I told her that I wanted a divorce. We've been getting the proceedings done. Things are going better for me. I'm realizing how insane she was. So I'm telling her that I'm done. Apparently she tried to tell him to get back with her 2 different times. One was just like her being drunk and being like, blah, blah, blah. And another was more heartfelt, but he didn't fall for it either time. Yeah, so basically he's like, yeah, I'm getting my life back together. I told her, she took the car to her sister's house, the new $1,000,000,000 car. She took it to her sister's house, and he drove over there, and he was like, give me the damn car. I have to sell it. I'm not going to be in debt for you to drive around in this car. Her and her sister in the driveway with the cops, and they're all looking at him like he's a douchebag for coming, and the sister's yelling like, oh yeah, big man, like, go back to your mansion with your nice car while my sister sleeps in the spare room, da da da, and yeah, everyone is just like, damn, this guy sucks. But hopefully he knew in that moment that he wasn't. So he ends up saying that he sold the car. He's definitely divorcing her. He sold the new house to his neighbors, who, because after he moved in, he owns a construction business. So he modernized the house and everything, and he ended up getting it revalued at $300,000 over what they paid for it. So that was good. He was like, I'm gonna sell it, but then his neighbor bought it, so even better, honestly. And then they asked him to build another annex on the side for their grandparents to move into, so now he also has more work, which is good. But now he's pretty much out of debt. He bought a plot of land, kind of went there and is just screwing about. I mean, what else are you gonna do, right? He says that his now ex-wife, so it's all formal now, is living at her sister's. And a few months later, I think 9 months or so, he says, hey, yeah, we split the profits from the house, but then she flipped on me about the car, so I had to give her all the proceeds from the house. Like, it just a bunch of financial stuff. Basically, she got away with a lot more money than she should have, as, you know, as it happens sometimes. She claimed that she was instrumental in his business, so she was trying to claim that, and he was just like, alright, like, just take the proceeds from the house and leave me alone. Apparently she now has a young boyfriend who lives in Egypt. I don't really know what's going on with that, but God, this stupid chest. But yeah, I mean, he's basically just living his life now. He's hiding on his little plot of land. He says he's just trying to rebuild his life and, you know, get things back to where they were. Also, this leaf litter thing wasn't a thing when I played last time, so if somebody could tell me what I can do with that, that would be great, because I have so much of it, and I don't actually know what it's used for. I guess it can make like a cute path, but I don't know. So yeah, I mean, that's the story. Somebody did say, they added on in the bottom, they were like, or in the comments, they were like, hey, yeah, by the way, the NHS gives you a fantastic pension. So from her quitting, she didn't end up with the pension, which I think is even worse. Just glad that they don't have kids, honestly. But, yeah. I'm glad for him. I'm glad that he's gone. He really, in the beginning I was a little nervous for him because he kept being like, oh, you want this car that's way out of budget? Alright, that's fine, sure, let's do that. But, he finally stood up and was like, no, I'm not doing this, so honestly, good on him. For real. Because if he didn't, he would have been a very unhappy guy here right down the road, so. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is the first video, so I think it'll get better from here. I'm hoping to do more like gossipy stuff, like some good drama, maybe it's really juicy type thing. But I think for now we're starting out and we're seeing kind of what the vibe is, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching.